Welcome to the Intuition Hour with Katt Nicholson, where our wonderful host Katt encourages each and every one of you to build your own intuition, navigate your own connection with spirit, and tap into the deep beauty within yourself. Enjoy the Intuition Hour with Katt Nicholson.
Hello, everyone, and happy Monday. Welcome to the Intuition Hour. I am your host, Katt Nicholson. I'm so excited to be with all of you on this first day of fall, I'm sure, September 22nd, 2025. We were laughing about the autumnal equinox, but I'm really excited. It's my favorite time of year. As many of you know, I definitely feel excited about some things, especially the temperature here in Florida. As shallow as that may sound, it does put some pep in our step here, you know. But I love it. I'm super excited that we are entering that Libra season, and happy birthday to all you Libras here. I see a couple of you already. I am not sorry. I love Virgo, don't get me wrong now, but we definitely love the pickup of the energy. And I also believe that everything happens for a reason in the sky. You know, as Mark always says, the universe is divinely aligned, it's timed, it's created by genius. It's so many things to us, and we become part of this, you know, we can't forget that we're part of this magical universe that we live in, God's universe. And I love the feeling of all that. I can also tell I'm a little flightier than usual, so that means sometimes the psychic energy comes in out of random places, and we definitely want to grab some of that. It's like butterflies in the sky. So some of your messages, what I mean by this is some of your messages may float about. Some of them just come in from my right or left ear. Some of them can come, of course, through the Holy Spirit that connects every one of us. So I love that, and I love all of you that are here. I'm so excited to hear some baby news this morning. Joni's daughter, Katt, had a beautiful, healthy baby boy on 9/15. So that's so great. I love all of that. I'm also shouting out to all of you here in the room. Please don't, if you don't mind, like and subscribe here on I want to say Facebook still, but it's YouTube now. And I definitely love being here with all of you. As you know, I am coming in to do some readings, but I also feel very excited to announce that I'm going to take a little break next week. And myself, my husband, my kids, everyone, the whole team, the 6 of us are going on a little getaway here in Florida. And I want to say it's our 5th wedding anniversary as well, which, as many of you know, in any relationship, we definitely have our swings, but in any case, I'm grateful, and I do believe that every milestone matters. I want to celebrate some of that. I'm definitely going to be excited to get. Hi there. I love that you're here. Dealing Diva, good morning. I think I know who you are. I know everybody's saying 5 years. That's unbelievable. Time is flying. We definitely are embracing the fact that our adult children are able to join, and it's definitely going to be a special time. Now, mind all of you, and I'll say this out loud for fun. There are, of course, some storms hovering, always on the east and west coast of the United States this time of year. But I am definitely looking forward to continuingly. I think I said this to. Hi, Miss Shelley. Love to see you. Love all of you that are here, and then some. But I'm super happy and grateful that you're here. It is kind of funny because I think the sun in Libra. I remember when I went to John Joseph earlier, before we chose a date, there were very limited dates. I think I would have to wait for 7 years if I wanted the perfect date or something, and that wasn't happening with me and my Aries moon, and I'm sure you all understand. But the funny thing is that when we were trying to sort it all out, John is so sweet and he's so kind, and he always he always brings in a perspective of positivity and whatnot, and he says, well, just every relationship has its ups and downs and things like that. And it was very, very of course funny, because I kind of pulled this out of nowhere. Nobody really understood why I was moving so quickly or why it went so fast. And so the bottom line is this: I had a very psychic experience around it, and I literally knew by Stephen's shoulder that he was going to be my husband. And I have no idea why this happened. I think God was in my head. It was a very, and I'm not bringing you all into it because it's a long, drawn out story, but a very funny one. And with that being said, here we are 5 years later. It went so fast. I think that you have to remember, though, and myself as well, because we're in this Libra season, you're going to feel like you're going to feel what's full inside of you, and you're going to feel what's a little bit missing inside of you, and you're going to feel in your relationships as well what is full within them and what is missing within them. What do you want to tweak? This is like the best time of year to really tackle some of those relationships in your life. And when we say relationship, we think about any relationship that you have, not just your intimate relationship, but of course this time of year we really start thinking about, the cooler months are coming. Who are we going to snuggle with? And the bottom line is, who are you going to bring into your energy? Who are you going to welcome or invite into your space, and your intimate space at that? Because what you all carry within you is the most sacred thing. What you all allow is the most sacred thing. And I think what we have to do moving forward over and over again, we all have that. What is that one thing that somebody really has to align with? For me, it's loyalty, trust. For some of you, it may be something different. For most of us, we all want these things, but for others, it may be something totally different, from a physical, somebody may only date blondes, or somebody may only get attracted to tall guys, or whatever it may be. The bottom line is this: time does go by in a flash, yes. But the point being is that in any situation, before we get into a situation, and we say we have relationships and situationships, whatever it may be, and I'm all about love and romance today, so I'm definitely going to be looking for questions. But the point being is that before you do enter into any kind of agreement with any person, we do have to remember there are agreements that need to be made prior to entering into these things, but there are also questions that you should be asking yourselves before, not after, and really sit down and think about who you're allowing into your space. Because I think what happens over time when we get into, say, a couple of years down the road, or maybe a couple of months down the road, if it's a new relationship or whatever it may be, I think then we start asking ourselves, before we go all in and get into the whole intimacy thing and right away and, not take our time, of course. Just that's the first thing, the physical attraction and whatnot. I think we have to really sit back and take a step back before any of this happens, because we also want to make sure we're keeping company or we're sharing energy and our space with someone who really tries, or at least is close to alignment with who we are. So that's a good reminder, especially for this time of year. I love the sun in Libra. I know you all will too. Who feels a little lighter at that? Eclipse was a doozy for sure, that second eclipse. I think the Virgo season, I think everyone felt it from the first to the second. I'm sure Mark Hesson talked about all of this with all of you. So I don't want to spend too much time on it, but how about it? Are you feeling better today? Can you tell there's a different, can you tap into it and feel like there's something different or something more light? I feel a little lighter and airier. Definitely going to be difficult to ground, but how about you? I love that you're a Libra girl. I'm excited for you also. Miss Michelle, I want to say good morning to all of you coming in. We're going to be taking some questions shortly. And yes, you may get a card. I have two Michelles. Laura, hello. I have got to look at you and that car again. Still, I can't believe it. Shelly and Joni and Renee and Patty, good morning. Maureen, long time no see. So nice that you're here. Thank you, Jean. And who else? Tara, Becca, I love that you're here. Lynn also, and Kelly, Pam. I'm Monica. Hi, so nice to see you too, and Lois too. Big hugs to you. So let's come in the room. Let's stop chatting about. It's so interesting, though. The only other thing I want to say before we get going is, please don't dismiss or discount or even forget anyone or anyone who entered your space along the way, has taught you something, brought you something. No matter, even if they took so much, even if they didn't give back, even if it was a disappointment to the end of the day, even if it was a tragedy, which I know some of us have been through, whatever it may have been, the bottom line is they all gave you something and a part of yourselves that you couldn't really come to terms with all of yourself, or whatever the lessons are, whatever. I know we want to sometimes say, oh, we forget about that or forget, we don't need to really forget. We just need to be appreciative and grateful for where we are today. If you're not grateful for where you are, it's more challenging to attract the right energy today. So please remember that, because everything is a stepping stone, and some of us are called to connect with souls from other lifetimes. Some of us are called to connect with one person forever. And I've said this again and again. As we evolve, we may make these changes without harming, being conscious of ourselves, making the right decisions, doing the right thing by ourselves, things like this, and always coming back to that place to improve not only the quality of who we are, but also attracting more quality of what we want to receive. So please remember that along the way, okay? It's definitely an experience. I'm excited. All right, I have a question. Here we go. I'm going to be taking your questions in the chat room. If you have any relationship questions, I'm happy to take them as well. I know we have so many important things going on in the world. My heart goes out to everyone who has really experienced some of the highs and lows that have come with what's taking place in the collective, and that's another topic. But I just don't want to ignore things taking place. If you have any questions about that, I'm also happy to answer. Joni says, and here we go. I've been living with my man for 5.5 years, and I finally decided to go tie the knot. I looked for her. She had some guidance from me 6 years ago and gave the okay to proceed, and here we are. I love this, and it's funny. Let me just take a look, okay? I'm excited. This makes me happy, and you deserve it. And I think that's long enough time, to know where it's going to go. And let me just take a peek, okay? Happy equinox to all of you as well. I always used to say the fall, the autumn, the energy of this, at least for us, the humidity doesn't go away, but it definitely, Terry, I know you know what I'm talking about. It doesn't leave us, but it definitely lightens it up. And it's fun to move. The movement is better, All right, let's take a peek at Joni first. For some reason, you may decide it's going to be quick, but I definitely feel, and they're also showing me some Valentine's Day energy too, but I also feel like it could be fast. I see the tying of the knot here. And I am saying you're definitely ready to go. Let me just take another peek. I also feel you all are going to go through, you and your man are going to go through a strengthening of your health, like wellness. It looks great. I have nothing to gripe about in any way, shape, or form. I don't think you're going to wait that long. They're showing me a lot of 2s, 4s, and 6s for some reason. I think that's, I would say anytime you're ready, you can go, But I do feel for some reason you're going to be focusing on health care. And I mean that for both of you, meaning maybe tighten up your whatever you guys are doing, tighten things up in this realm, whether it be nutrition, whether it be less celebrating, but of course more celebrating in other ways. But I mean, like, just your diet and your exercise and things like that, making sure all of this is tightened up. I don't know if this is happening yet, but I do feel that. Okay, so stay on top of both of you. I really love that, and I think you're going to be great. And I hope, I'm wishing you guys a lifetime of happiness. I really do not see anything that would stop or get in your way, It doesn't, people say it changes things. For those of you who either live together or married or have done both of this, with the same person or going from one to the other, have you noticed a change? Or some people say yes, I say no. I really don't think it matters much either way. So when you're with somebody for that long a period of time, you can definitely say you're going with it, So I do hope that helps. And just let me know if that's going on around your care, okay? Self-care, health-care, all of that. Both of you. I think that will really help solidify moving forward a really long and happy life together. All right, because I see a little bit of a tune-up, and I hope that helps. I'm giving everybody a nudge. I know it's that Virgo energy still like in the back of my ear, probably going, make sure everybody takes care of themselves, but that's okay. All right, now let's take a look Michelle, let me come to you first. Now we have Michelle and Shell. Let me do Michelle. I'm going to separate you guys, okay? Okay, she said spot on. Thank you for that. With the healthcare going on right now. Yeah, I feel like once that's all cleared out of your way, then you guys are on top of it. Great timing. Okay? All right, good. You'll be okay. Everybody's okay, but I think it's necessary to move along and get it all done. Okay. I'm wishing you all very, very best. Also, Joni, I'm seeing a lot of water energy now. Like cruise energy, you know what I mean? I don't know if that's happening in the spring, but I feel this. I feel a little bit of cruising or even a beachy or water, mountain, all of the above, So getting near water is very good. Okay, now let me look at Michelle. Thank you for that. Okay, here we go. Thank you, Joni. She said beach next month. I could see that. Okay, have a wonderful time. All right, now we're going to shift to Michelle a little bit here. You know what? You asked me for a card and I see it and I'm like, okay, I'm just really looking at you and I'm going to say this to you. You are really stepping in to an empowered place, an honest place with yourself and others. Not that you always weren't, but sometimes we kind of like to, the skating or putting things aside or ignoring certain things, or you're living in truth more than ever before coming up ahead. You're really going to feel confident about yourself. I love that. And I really feel like you're going to step into your empowered energy, I don't really like the word power anymore because it's so tied to like the political arena and I try to stay away from some of that. So in our nature, I think empowered feels a lot better within ourselves. And I really see that with you. Let me just take a look here. Thank you, Laura. We'll see you soon. I'll be taking a look at that car too, so. All right, here we go now. Michelle, I think that when we go through, and many of you know this as well, when we go through some harder phases and we feel a little knocked down, or when are we going to really get up, that kind of thing. I feel like taking matters into our own hands. You have so much happiness coming, and especially in the month of October, starting, which we're right around the corner from, I see a lot of celebration. I also feel you finding in yourself more ways to find, to look, kind of uncover more happiness. What gives you joy? What gives you fun? And I feel whether it's in this lifetime or, it's obviously going on in this lifetime, but there's something about the ancestry or the ancestral tree or something about your family that you're going to find out in a short time that's also going to make you really happy or feel more fulfilled. I don't know why this is coming through. So you may go through certain things that you learn, or you may find out something about someone else in your family, or there's like a lot of happy news in a general sense, and also with friendships and things like that. So more confidence, more fun, more happiness, more joy, this kind of thing. I love that. Obviously, if I can pull one card for you, it would be the Ten of Cups. I don't think it's always been like this. I think that you've had some knocks, maybe feeling like you have to try to get up, and if anything's going on in your physical body, in your world, I definitely also believe that you're going to be truly gifted. Like, the gift of good health is also coming. Exercise, anything like that, tiny, even small amounts of it, also very good. Your physical body it's almost like you're playing out these roles of yourself that perhaps haven't existed yet, or maybe you start going, maybe at one time you went into it and then you started feeling a little uncomfortable with it, and when we're ready to kind of step out of the box, then you feel better, and this is what I think is happening for you, okay? And I hope that helps and makes sense. All right, and many blessings to you. Now, Shell, you're next. Let's take a peek. See what's happening. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna definitely tackle your questions today, everyone. So we'll get there, all right? And hold on now. I feel like you've been a little emotional and also celebrating more, finding more joy. I believe there is going to be someone coming into your world. I do think you're focused on the past also, but healing some things. I also feel like you're going to start nurturing and nourishing yourself in a different way. So I do feel either a nutritionist or perhaps taking on just a new nutrition, food thing or something like this. I feel this for yourself, and really taking good care, better sleep, this kind of thing. A lot of self-care energy I'm getting around you, but going into your past and healing some of the things in the past, I think this is important for you. I feel, you're saying Libra season, I feel an air sign. Now, this is an outcome, so I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but I feel you getting ready for an air sign male coming in, like a fervent wish being granted. Someone who is Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. I do feel this is what you're headed towards, a relationship with this person. After spending some time alone, of course. I also feel you have to listen to the inner guidance of you. Meaning, and I know you're I know you have a lot of faith. I know you're prayerful. I know you love to meditate, manifest, and all of these things. But it's almost like I see you. This is what I see around you now. So you're supposed to act like almost like a little hermit right now, spiritually, because you could take on outside information, as we're sharing today, all of these things, but your inner voice is extremely loud coming up ahead, and it is so important that you hear it and you listen to it and you follow that light. So what I feel is, for now, sometimes we go through life spiritually and we start turning all these lights on outside of us, and we're on this path and we see all these things in our external journey and our external environment where the lights are shining bright. Now, this is because maybe we're not feeling our optimum selves. We're not, feeling the best. So we seek outside counsel, we seek advice, we learn things. We are learning, growing all the time. We're taking on, and it's so great to get bits and pieces from everyone we connect and feel aligned with, because that's how we learn and grow spiritually. But there are those moments when we walk on our journey, we turn all the external lights off, we turn the noise out, and we stay within ourselves, because there is a bright light going on that is so bright that no one understands where we even are. So why bother? So it's us, ourselves, and our higher connection to God, or whatever your higher power is, of course, but are really, really following this light inside. And this is what I see ahead. Now, what happens is this bright light around, now we get on the journey again, and time goes on, and then we follow our inner light, and all of a sudden we come on this path, and here we go, and some lights turn on again. But these lights are different. They're unique in that we are now part of these lights, and our light shines as equally bright, or even some brighter, some lighter, whatever it may be. Some not so much, but we are on this path, and everything comes together as one. And that's what I see ahead. For right now, you keep that bright light, you keep those external lights off, and then all of a sudden one day, everything's going to light up at once, and that's where you're going to be. Now, that person that I see ahead is at the outcome. Now, as you all know, over time, some of the outcome energies, if we don't force them, if we don't push for them, if we don't race through them, if we don't try to change our lives to make things happen, and we just kind of trust that higher power, and knowing that we're in the right place, and that God supports you, the universe supports you, whatever you feel is your higher connection, things unfold more gently, more easily, and we get guidance along the way that really just maybe supports us, whether it be an initiation, a confirmation. It's almost like an addendum to something, that you're working on in writing. Whatever it may be, I feel a little bit of this too. So I hope you understand what I'm saying here. I do believe this. And then I feel really, really good about where you're headed. And this person that I see at your outcome, this gentleman, is actually a match. And sometimes when I get the King of Swords energy, it also shows, when we say this, we learned about this in our classes way back when, it also shows a person with maybe a government, military, somebody with a background like this, the law, this type of thing, okay? So I hope that makes sense. There's a contract with this person that's been pre-scripted years, decades, centuries, lifetimes ago. And so I feel like this is your ultimate outcome, but it's going to take a little time to get there. All right? As you will, and you will. Okay? And so what that is, and we love that for you. So thank you for being here. And I hope that all makes sense. And thank you for your confirmation. And we'll see you soon. Okay? All right. Now let me come back up. I have to look at one thing for Laura, because she's been having this ongoing issue with a car that she can't get clear in her state. And it doesn't sound like we all need vehicles to drive and this and that. The importance of it is, though, it's connected to something that her husband received, as an inheritance of sorts. So we want to just take a look at it, okay? We just have to see. We're waiting for an opening. There were delays the last time we looked. So let's see if we can change this. Let's see if anything has changed since then, because I'm not. It's the craziest thing you guys ever have seen, because they can't get it clear. Okay, so the last time we took a look, the first card the last card is now the first card, right? And so It's a sign that the energy is moving forward. There's going to be a lot of different things. And then the Wheel of Fortune starts to turn, so we're still up in the air now. The month of October changes things for the better. And then the month of late, even into November. So, Laura, I'm going to say this. Now, your husband may decide to either, I don't want to say sell it yet because I'm not really feeling that yet, but I feel like there's a massive change coming. So does he take it to another, like a different location, even a different state, like to get this thing done? Or does he find someone far away? There's a lot of fire energy that helps him do this and achieve this goal. At the end of the day, it will become an achievable goal, I promise you, but I can't tell if this transformation card I see is him getting rid of it or he finally finds somebody to close it out. So by the end of the year, and I know this is terrible that I'm putting it October, November, a little bit into December, this is where I'm at. So we have 2 months-ish plus. Yeah, I feel it could even be at the end of the day, within 10 weeks, this is all going to be resolved. But I can't promise you right now. I feel like he wants to keep it, of course, but it's such a stress on him that he may decide to resell it. However, I do see it, either way, I feel an achievable goal and a change of luck for the better. So we have moved, the energy is moving quite a bit since the last time, okay? Since last week, actually. So let's see how it plays out. The reason I'm saying I don't know if he's going to keep it is because maybe he doesn't think it's a big, I don't know, maybe it's not as important as it was, or something like this. The transformation that's happening within him is incredible for different reasons. The gentleman I see that's going to help him is still that King of Wands energy. And then I see him being really happy. So let's say at the earliest October, let's say at the latest, late November into Sun and Sag. So there's resolution between Libra and Sag, okay, in every way, shape, and form. So let's see what he comes up with. And you let us know. It's going to change up and down, okay? I hope that helps. Hello, Ms. Irandy and Lori. Good morning to you. Katt, congratulations on baby number 2. So excited for you. I hope this, I'll come back to you, okay, soon. I'm just coming up I'm coming up to the top of the room here. And I love that for you. Katt's one of those people who, she doesn't really stress us out having her babies. They just seem to, everything goes well, thank God. And she's doing really good. Carla, good morning to you. It's so nice to see you this morning. I hope you're doing well also. And let me see who's next, okay? Interesting. I want to do it this way. Carla and Becca, I want to take a peek. And I'm actually doing this with the 2 of you, okay? All right, here we go. Suzanne, I'm happy you're here also. Thank you. Thank you for always being here. Oh, you silly. Thank you, Joni. Okay, Mom's saying, okay, thank you. She's saying, no, it's baby. Baby number 2, the boy is her son's. Thank you for clarifying. I was really scratching my head because I was like, why didn't they tell me, So you're having babies all over the place. Thank you so, so much. Thank you, guys, for that. I want to say this, though. I'm thinking baby number 2 is... I'm not denying that, okay? I was wondering why you didn't tell us because we had so much fun with the first baby. Thank you for that. So there's another boy coming. And there's no doubt in my mind about that. So let's take a look at everyone, okay? But I want to stick to Becca and Carla. Let's take a peek. And thank you. Clarification. I was so messed up wondering why we didn't even know. So thank you for that. All right, let's take a look. That's how fast things happen here in writing. Thank you, Joni. Okay, you think that? I hope so. Thank you. All right, here we go. I'm happy you're having babies. I think so too. Another boy for Katt. I just thought I missed something. Thank you for that. All right, here we go. Let's get back to the top. And Katt, welcome to you too. Now, Becca and Carla have similar vibration. That's why I wanted to connect them together. And I feel like I have a message for them. So let's just take a peek at that, okay? I actually thought I was a little on the crazy side on that one. So thank you, Joni. I think whatever internal struggles you all are getting ready to meet people. Here's my thing. Whatever internal struggles that you've had recently are falling by the wayside. You're definitely, I don't know if you're feeling this yet, but both of you are going to start attracting new people into your world, and really people who align with you and your values beyond. I don't think that was always the case. I feel like you definitely had some challenges that you've overcome. That makes sense. And if you have a feeling about releasing people from your environment and your world, please take on, this is like kind of a self-fulfilling thing, prophecy, whatever you may call it. You definitely need to do that, because I feel, and you may have both done this in the past, recent past, if you have changed anything, if you stopped doing anything that was wrong for you, if you stopped doing anything or connecting with people that weren't right or aligned, you are definitely changing this. People are going to start being attracted, like we say, like the bees on honey. Really great alignment. A particular specific someone is coming into both of your lives, of course separately, but it is exactly the same. The spirit of generosity wins over in your world. So people are going to be wanting to be generous with you. They're going to want to give to you. You're going to want to give to them, vice versa. Now, this specific person that I see coming into your life, I'm not going to sit here and declare any big romance. If you have a romantic partner, they'll be better to you. There's no question. But I really, really believe that you're also going to align with people in a much bigger way. So I hope that helps. Now hold on a second. I see a lot of happiness, or there's a lot of, I pulled the sun card, so I see a lot of happiness there. But any past disappointments are going to start to fall by the wayside. So you know what happens when we go through some disappointing times and then we come into like amazing energy? We start going, oh my gosh, like, what if this isn't true? What if this isn't real? What if this can't be great? What if this, all these what ifs? And we don't want to do the what ifs anymore, because all this negative energy or things that didn't work out or struggles we've had or falling by the wayside. And we can look forward to some fearlessness ahead. Hi, you're welcome, Becca. that looks really good. Does any of this make sense to you, where you're headed? So I think we're afraid to be happy when we go through trauma, and we don't really want to. We're not forgetting the past. Like we said, it carves everything that we do, everything that we experience as humans. It's all part of who we are in the very best way. And, I saw this image the other day of a gentleman hugging a woman who had like band-aids, and this is what it reminds me of, and this man could represent person or people. It doesn't necessarily mean anything. I don't want to limit you to just one person, but I really feel connected to what's happening. And I feel like what you're doing moving forward, it's like the gentleman was like easing these band-aids, or making it okay, whatever wounds you had in the past. It has carved you out to be, it's brought you to this place of wholeness and fullness ahead, so that you can really start attracting better and better energy. And it also helped you be who you are in every way. The thing is, when we have this trauma, or we had this PTSD, or whatever it may be, we're afraid to be happy in some way. Like when we're in the now, it's like, oh God, is this really happening? So when you meet this new person, individual, or people even, you have to, try to give them the benefit of the doubt. And because I feel like the mistrust thing could kind of derail a little bit of things, and it could take a little time. So instead, but I'm saying, like, if I tell you you could trust someone coming into your world, please heed that. And I don't say that too easily. So I feel that also. Okay. Thank you so much. And both of you, I can't wait to hear some exciting news from both of you. Okay. Okay. Yes, Katt, I have been seeing a baby boy. So thank you for reminding me. I do feel like you're going to have one. I'm glad your brother has one now. And, I'm excited for all of you. Okay. So you come in, I do feel like it's going to be just as easy, as your first one. And there's no question about it, but we have always happy baby news in your family. And I love that as well. I believe for you now, you're learning balance and more inner peace. I also see you fixing up something in your space. So there's a lot of peacefulness, and maybe a place for you to have peace in your home. Even if it's a meditation corner or something like this, or a space that you can go and kind of lock yourself away from the world, so to speak. But I see maybe an update in your home environment, or this kind of thing. Okay. And I see happy family also. So we're talking about it. It's showing it. The 4 of Wands energy for you is really the biggest energy coming into my mind. And I do hope that helps. And I feel good about that. Really good. And I hope that makes sense. Now, if you were hoping, sometimes when I get that 4 of Wands vibe, I feel like maybe you could move, or if you're not moving, you're definitely upgrading the home. And I feel good about all of this. Okay, now, let me see. Jean, where are you? Guys, I'm trying to go in order from whoever is bouncing at me the strongest right now. I'm not ignoring anyone, I promise. I love that you're here. I just want to go with where my head was from the beginning. And Michelle, thank you for that validation also. I appreciate that. Okay, Michelle is definitely being more responsible for our own joy and happiness, and we love that. So thank you for stating that. She's feeling confident and energized like never before. Yeah, I could see it. You're going to even get, we're going to have to reel you in soon enough, okay? I'm teasing you. I would never do that, but I definitely could tell it's even going to get better for you that way, okay? It's so great when we kind of grab what's going on. Jean, where is she? All right, here we go. The magic continues to be revealed. Yes, I love that. And this is for Jean. Here we go. You know, the first word that comes to mind is embrace. And I feel like you're going to embrace something. I really want to say slow and steady wins the race. Don't move too quickly. I really feel this for some reason. There's like this inner peace coming within you, and also some good intuition as well. Less is more for you is what I want to say, but also I feel like you're going to shed some, sometimes we have to protect our energy and we gain a little weight when this happens, but then all of a sudden we're kind of like in the flow of dismissing some pounds or releasing some weight. And this is like an analogy of weight loss in the physical body, but it's also the other releasing some weight. All of it, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally. You're going to definitely take off some pounds, literally and figuratively. I love this for you. And don't move too fast. Don't ignore your intuition. Keep your edges softer for yourself and others. And I see openings for what you want ahead, and I feel a very successful conclusion. And there, we always say successful conclusion, but on specific matters, yes. On our lives, no. There's really no successful conclusion happening today, tomorrow, the next day. It's our lives, so we have to kind of open up to the thought of this. You're definitely on a better journey ahead. I feel good health, Jean. I love that for you. And I also hope that helps. I see new beginnings, fresh starts, a lot of creativity. And your process is very fluid and very watery, so to speak, okay? And I hope that helps as well. Now, Lara, we definitely have to get you moving. I just saw that. Let me take a look at that. There is definitely someone that's going to bring you more information, and somebody's going to be contacting you with more information to bring you another opening. And I feel very strongly about that. It's a younger person, but don't discount what they have to say or offer. I feel strongly about that also, okay? I feel like there's something coming now, and something could have started even in September, or an opening or something like this. Maybe you felt the door was closed, but it opens up. It reminds me of it's kind of like I could see kids. I don't want to say they're children, of course, and by any stretch, but I do feel a youthful energy. It could be a pet, could be a child, something like this, and that's definitely going to happen, and I hope that helps, okay? And please come back, and I know something's going to come. There's more information coming that's going to tell you this pretty quickly. Tara, I'm going to say this. I have 25 months. Don't get mad at me. I have 25 months in my mind. So you're saying maybe next year. I'm saying 27 would be perfect. But if I'm never going to rule out a timing that you're carrying within yourself. Let's just open it up to say 1 to 2. So we're both, I'm going 26 1 year. Is it possible? Yes, very. I feel by the following year, you'll be out, you'll make the change. And I'm not going to deny that your in-laws can't be a part of that, but I feel very confident that this is going to help you. Okay. And just keep your eye on the tiger. That's what I want to say about it. And I feel good about that. All right. Everyone, I can't believe time's up. Thank you so much for being here. If I didn't get to you, I promise you I will be next week. Jackie, happy birthday to you. I promise I always like to wait. If it's this close up against it, I always like to wait until the new beginning. So let's take a look at you the next time. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks live. I cannot wait to come back after a little bit of a rest and see how we can, I feel like it's really going to rejuvenate my energy in ways that I have not yet brought to you. So I'm excited about that. Okay. All right, everyone. Take care. See you soon. And have a great rest of the week. Suzanne, you too. Why don't we use the magician energy for everyone to take with you this week and really manifest what it is you're dreaming of in some profound ways. And don't give up on any goals or dreams with that energy, because anything is possible. Okay, you take care. See you all soon. Bye now. See you soon. Can't wait to be back.